Wow Nation, what up, what up, what up? You know what time it is. It's time for the AEW Dynamite Blunt Ratings, baby. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get right into it. We gon' get right into it. Why'd the music stop? There we go. Let's go. It's time. Come on in. Wow Nation, what up? Get on in here. Let's do this.
Time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke. Talk to him. We want the smoke. We want the smoke. Come on, Charlie.
Hey, it's your boy, Mr. HD, back in the building one time, man. I got to get through this show real quick because I have a lot to do. And honestly, well, it's no point in even getting into it, man. I just have a lot to do. Let's start with promos and backstage segments. Y'all know how we do. Daniel Bryan came out after Jon Moxley's match that we'll talk about in a minute. And, he's been kind of teasing a match between them for the last couple weeks, but he actually said everybody wants to see them fight, but he wants to be in a team with Jon Moxley so they could take over the AEW tag team division, which I am 1,000% here for. 1,000%. I can't even imagine a better tag team right now than Daniel Bryan, the grappler, the smaller wrestler, and Jon Moxley, the Crip. Man, that tag team would be, just the thought of it is making my little brain explode. Jon Moxley and Daniel Bryan in matching gear, you know what I mean? Matching leather jackets or something, coming out like badasses and fucking everybody up, both in trunks, you know what I mean? John not wearing the jeans, John going back to the trunks or something. They both, just being a real tag team. Or they could just rock what they normally rock and just be a tag team like that. Either way, I would be all in for it. They already got kind of similar scruffy looks, you know what I mean? So I would be 1,000% down for that. Kid Get Money, what's going on, homie? Thank you for coming through, man. As always, I really appreciate you, bro, right now. More than you even know, my guy. 1,000 for real. Dan Lambert roasted the hell out of Brandy Rhodes. Lord Jesus. I mean, they could keep doing these segments and Brandy could keep taking this kind of heat. These segments are entertaining. Sometimes Dan Lambert is so good and so meta with his promos that it's, you talking about below the belt? I mean, I guess he's punching her right in the vag. I mean, I'm pretty sure he mentioned her vag at least a couple times during the promo. He actually said her old job was to be face down. Whoa. Yeah, like said something about her titties, like to a point she's like, yeah, look at my titties. I'm like, whoa, this is out of control. Like this is so... this is so offensive. Like everything is so offensive, but it was amazing. I loved it. He was like, yo, yeah, let me get all this out before I go down an amazing ball of cancel culture. I was like, the crowd popped for that. Everybody started busting out laughing because it's true. Somebody, everybody's gonna be, he can't be saying bitches wrestling. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, I mean, shit, they've had actual murders happen on wrestling shows. Yeah, I mean, not actual, but people trying to, portray the craziest of things. So I doubt Dan Lambert saying some spicy things to Brandy Rhodes would actually get him canceled by a wrestling company. I'm pretty sure Tony Khan approves every single thing that he says anyway. So AFHO had a promo. They're trying to recruit Darby Allin. I didn't really get that from the previous interaction, asking where his boss was, but I guess they're trying to recruit Darby Allin. Adam Cole cut a promo, just intense promo, saying he's going to fuck up Evil Uno and he's the best wrestler in the world and he's going to start showing it more. The Gun Club did toss, they turned Jungle Boy into a snowman, being he's from the jungle. I'm not sure if he's ever seen snow up until that point. They tossed him in the snow outside of the arena and then got chased off by the rest of the JE and Christian or whatever. And then Hangman Page had an in-ring promo that was cool, standard Hangman Page stuff, cowboy shit. And then he, that turned into a brawl when Dan Lambert came back out with, man, Jake the Snake needs to probably sit down at this point. I mean, I like seeing those guys have something to do, especially when they have those issues. It's good to keep them distracted with work and stuff like that. So I'm not mad at him to be there. If he wants to be there, he could be there. It's cool. But the promos kind of is, if you kind of look at, he's always kind of cut promos like that, the super slow, sinister. I don't know. It just seems a little off. And because the show is so fast paced, I think, and everybody talks so fast on the show, I think when he comes out, it just like goes to a screeching halt when he starts talking, and it sounds like he's like stuck, but that's how he's always cut promos. So I think that's just Jake the Snake. I don't think he's actually lost it in that sense. I think he said some cringe things, like he said, I don't even remember what he said because it was too cringe to even pay attention to. But Lance Archer came out at that point and destroyed Hangman Page because Hangman Page was like, we could do this shit tonight. Lance was like, bet. So he ran out and he choke slammed him onto the steel stairs. That looked sick. And then he hit him with, I forgot his fucking, it's a flip over razor's edge. I forgot what he called it. There's a name for it. But he hit him with his finishing move onto a not announcer's table, but a regular table outside the ring. Looked vicious. Hangman Page was out cold. They're going to be fighting next week for the AEW World Title. So this is actually a really, really, really good build to that match. It made me really want to see that match. Hangman Page should be going in a little bit banged up from taking that beat down. Then the final promo of the night was Chris Jericho talking shit to Santana Ortiz. He wants to have an inner circle in-ring meeting next week, or whatever he said. Attendance is mandatory and they're gonna have to answer some questions. I thought all of the promos for the most part were good. I don't care about the AFHO CDW. I don't fucking know what they are. Matt Hardy, I'm good. If he's gonna do anything, I just rather see him in a tag team with his brother. Give me the nostalgia act. The HFO thing, I'd rather see, Private Party doing their own thing. I think the Blade is just there. Like, where's the Butcher? So the Blade just looks out of place. He looks so out of place with a fucking apron and a mask on. It's just like, who is that creepy? Is he about to stab y'all in the back? That dude, he don't even look like he's supposed to be there. But yeah, so Adam Cole promo was great. The segment with Gun Club was funny, and Hangman Page and all those guys. I gave promos 3.5 for the night. There wasn't no pipe bomb or nothing crazy like that, but I thought that the promos were pretty solid, especially the opening promo with Daniel Bryan. I'm looking forward to what happens with that, but that's more so along the lines of another category we'll get into in a minute. So let's move on to matches. Moxley beat Wheeler Yuta. They replaced Brian Kendrick just got released and signed by AEW, released by WWE and signed by AEW. Was supposed to appear at AEW Dynamite to face Jon Moxley 24 hours later on some Lex Luger shit, back in the day. But that's not what happened, because apparently I haven't even looked into this because I've been dealing with my own personal drama. But Apparently, he's some things surfaced about him, like some tweets or I don't fucking know, but some comments surfaced that he made in the past. I don't know what they are, so I'm gonna just I'll reserve comment on that until I find out what they were. But he went up against Willer Yuta, which would probably ended up being a better match anyway. This match was fire. I can't even lie. This match was fire. Willer Yuta continues to impress me. Travis been trying to tell me about this dude. I just wasn't really hip, you know what I mean? But Travis been trying to tell me about this dude. This dude is fire in the ring. Like, his drop kicks are excellent. He executes drop kicks out of the craziest roles and positions. Sometimes I don't know. I think he's just a good ass wrestler. And Jon Moxley is obviously a phenomenal professional wrestler, especially with the storytelling. He was beating the shit out of Willer Yuta. Willer Yuta, he was selling for Willer Yuta because Willer Yuta was using his speed to, try to run circles around Moxley. But Moxley, he's Moxley. He got a hold of him, hit him with the mean ass Death Valley Driver for the win, Death Rider or whatever they calling it at this point. For the 1, 2, 3. An excellent match, man. Like that, I would have gave that match, 3.75, 4 blunts by itself if we were doing individual match ratings. I thought it was a really good match. Death Triangle went up against Kings of the Black Throne. Long ass name. Damn. Just call it the Black Throne. Like, we know Brody King is his name. Like, Malachi isn't in the title of the fucking thing. Just call it, just the Black Throne. Sounds like, anyways, useless complaint right there. Death Triangle, came out, and obviously Pac has been playing up the whole I'm blinded thing, so he came out with a bandage around his head, a wrap around his head, and when the match started, he was in there with Malachi. I keep wanting to call him Alistair. Malachi Black. Malachi's taking shots at him and he's ducking. And it's obvious. It's kind of obvious that he could see through the shit. It's like cheesecloth. If you ever made edibles, you know what cheesecloth is. I think he had cheesecloth wrapped around his face. We got like tiny holes in it. You ever seen the movie Wanted? It's like the stuff they were stitching together. It's like stuff like, so it's fabric. It looks full, but you can still kind of see through it. He could see. And then obviously he took off the mask or the blindfold at one point and stood at the camera like this, like, I could see, haha. It was like, we know. So, but obviously you had a tag team match. It was because Penta, obviously Ray is still out with the arm injury. Get well soon, Ray Phoenix. Penta was in the ring with Pac and Brody King and Malachi, and this match was great. How it was supposed to be. These guys are 4 of the best wrestlers in the world right now. I'm not too hip. I've seen a bunch of Brody King, not a bunch. I've seen a dozen or so Brody King matches on the indies. I think he's a good wrestler. I love what they're doing with him in AEW. I love the thing with Malachi Black. That's why I think Daniel Bryan wants to tag with Moxley, because that's a feud, right? That'd be an awesome feud. Imagine that feud, Daniel Bryan and Moxley versus the Black Throne. You know what I mean? That shit would be fire. There's so many. Tag division in AEW is so fucking lit, bro. They could have 2 sets of belts and it actually matter. You know what I mean? Whereas WWE has 2 sets of belts and they absolutely don't need it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But who won the match? Death Triangle won the match. Death Triangle. No, I'm sorry. Not Death Triangle. King of the Black Throne. That's what I meant to say. They hit their finisher, their tag team finisher. Still don't like it. Still just a power slam. Shouldn't end the match. You know what I mean? I'm like, is it the toss that takes the wind out of him? Then he slams him? So maybe just use that. Just explain it like that. Because I'm like, it's just a power slam. I mean, it's a big guy, but damn, man, I don't know. It's just not doing it for me. Especially with the black mask. We don't get to see the black mask anymore. Why doesn't he black mask him, and then when they spin around, Brody catches him and slam him? Look, I just gave y'all a way better finisher. What are y'all doing? You know what I mean? It's like, I just gave y'all a way better. Just call it the mask slam. I don't know. Power mask. I don't fucking know what the fuck you want to call it, but just do the black mask and it's the black mask, right? Not the black mask. I think it's black mask. That's why it has I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's mask. I'll look into it. But somebody correct me. I think that'd be better. Do the roundhouse, which is one of the most beautiful finishing moves ever. Shit, damn near better than Sweet Chin. Sweet Chin music is played out at this, but it's not even a thing. It's just a super kick at this point. But when it was Sweet Chin music and was great, it was my favorite finisher of all time, and then the stunner came, and then it was like a tie, 1A, 1B. But now Sweet Chin Music is done. Stunner's number one of all time to me now. But like that fucking Black Mass is better than the super kick, way better. It looks amazing, and he connects it so flush. Just do that and do the power slam, and then it'll be a more believable finish. Anyways, match was good. Black Throne won. Ruby Soho, Nyla Rose. Really want to talk about this match. Not sure what people expected from this match. Not sure what I expected from this match, but this match was fucking fire. Not one botch in the match that I know of, that I can remember. The ladies, Ruby Soho's, she started the match. She, I guess the people who play her song or some rock dude was there. She posed with him, took off her jacket. Looked like she was about to take it, off and throw it down, throw it outside. She threw the jacket at Ruby Rose and just rushed her. So she's already being a smart baby face. You know what I mean? Badass smart baby face. So I like that already. So she got the upper hand. She's trying to, get the Nyla Rose, but Nyla Rose is a fucking giant. So, she obviously got the upper hand during the match at one point. And, it was some good back and forth. There was a sweet ass move on the ring apron by Ruby Soho where she basically face planted Nyla Rose onto the ring apron. That shit was pretty sick. But Nyla Rose at the end of it, man, they kept going to the top rope. And Nyla was, or Ruby was trying to do like a Hurricane Rana, but Nyla caught her, about to do a power bomb. Ruby slipped out, ran back up to the top, but Nyla caught her again and I think she did the beast bomb. She didn't do the beast bomb from the top. She did another move from the top rope. It looked worse than the actual finish. But then right after that, she rolled in and did the beast bomb, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, Vicky Guerrero was there causing a little bit of a distraction, but Nyla Rose got the win. This match was great. This is one of the better women's matches that they put on in 2022. Probably Ruby Soho's best match. You know what I mean? I would think Ruby Soho's best match so far. I really enjoyed it. I enjoy Nyla Rose. You know what I mean? I guess is she controversial? I don't think she's controversial. Only stupid people think she's controversial. You know what I mean? I'll make a joke here and there, but, I still fuck with Nyla Rose tough. She's one of my favorite female wrestlers right now because, she's got good character. She's just a fucking beast. She kind of reminds me of what they were trying to do with, who was that in WWE that came to AEW at one point when they first started? She wrestled in like the first pay-per-view. Awesome Kong. She's kind of like Awesome Kong. You know what I mean? Kind of reminds me of her a little bit with the beast thing. So I like Nyla Rose. She cuts good promos. She knows how to talk shit. Vicky Guerrero adds a little bit. So, Ruby Soho, I'm more of a Nyla Rose person than a Ruby Soho person, but, you know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I thought the match was good, so I got to get a ladies' day props. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we had MJF. MJ motherfucking F going up against CM motherfucking Punk. Nyla is a good wrestler, bro. Like, she is a good wrestler. She, doing top rope moves, genetics, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I enjoy watching her wrestle. That's all I give a shit about, honestly. Anything else ain't really my business. So MJF went up against CM Punk in a 4 blunt match. I really wanted to give this match itself. I was thinking what would I rate this match individually if it was on a pay-per-view? I couldn't give it 5 because I could probably go 4.25, maybe even 4.5. Yeah, I can't wait to see that Nyla and the rematch between Nyla. I don't even know if they had the match. They didn't have the match. Nyla and Jade. That's the monster match right there that we need to see. But yeah, CM Punk and MJF. This match, I would have gave it maybe 4.25 if I could have stretched to 4.5. It was a little slow at moments, but these guys are both kind of slow wrestlers. CM Punk a little more quick than MJF, not obviously in real life, but just as far as their wrestling styles. But the match was great. MJF was beating the shit out of CM Punk early. He took some tape off. I didn't watch it back, but I don't know where he got the tape from. But he took some tape off, probably his wrist or something, and wrapped it around CM Punk's neck. And when the ref wasn't looking, and he choked him out, and it was actually pretty. I almost thought it was over. You know what I mean? Because this was actually pretty smart. And if they would have ended it like that, it would have been pretty smart because it wasn't 10 o'clock and people would have been so confused and they would have been like, oh, anything could happen in AEW. I almost wanted it to stop like right there, but he like choked him out. And the way MJF did it was so smart. He like tied it around his neck, like he tied the shit around his neck and was choking him with it, and then wrapped his arm around his neck so the ref couldn't see it. And the entire time, sometimes they do shit like that, and then you'll see the shit obviously hanging out or some shit like. But they hit it pretty good. I think at one point you could see it hanging out, but he hit it from the ref pretty good to where it was believable. The ref was like, "Yo, he's passing out. He's blacking out." I mean, it's a rear naked choke. 99.9% of people should pass out during that move. That's UFC. End of game. You know what I mean? You get your full arm around somebody's neck, the fight is over. All you got to do is clinch him with your legs. Shit is done. So that's it. What's up, Gruss? Thanks for coming through, man. Wild Nation gang, gang. Yeah, so he choked him out. Ref started doing the lifting Punk's arm. 1, got a 2, and everybody thought that he was gonna, but nope. He dropped it. It was a 3. I was like, I was stunned. I was in fucking shock. I didn't know what to think. I was horrified. I was like, it's too soon. It's like 10 minutes in. What are they doing? It's me. What's happening? So the ref raised MJF's hand, and when he raised MJF's hand, because he won, MJF, I guess he had the shit in his armpit or under his arm or something. The tape fell, and he looked down at it. He was like, shit. I shouldn't have looked down. Like, they sold this shit perfectly. I can't even. These guys are some of the best. And that ref specifically, I don't know his name. He's probably, Aubrey is really, really good. I love Aubrey. But sometimes Aubrey just seems they all seem oblivious in AEW. I can't lie. Sometimes the refs just be like, I only have one eye. It's under my chin. I can't see anything. But they sold all this shit pretty good. The ref looked at him, was like, what are you looking at? And then he looked down. He's like, oh, shit. What the fuck is this? He's like, you had this. Oh, you were choking him. I don't know how he put that 2 and 2 together. I would have been like, nah, man, just my tape fell off. It's not like you saw him do it, and I don't even think you. Can you do? I don't know. Referee it is referee, and it's a judgment call, I guess. So he made the right call and restarted the match because he realized MJF had cheated, and then these guys fought for another 15, 20 minutes, and it was fire. And CM Punk had an arm injury, a leg injury, he was basically broken. But guess what we got to see for the first time in a very long time, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what we got to see? Guess what we got to see? Hold on, I'm gonna type it in. I'm gonna type it in the chat. Hold on. One of the moves that made me a fan of CM Punk. We got to see the Pepsi plunge, which is basically a move that was stolen from Triple H, or Triple H stole from him. Just depends on who you ask. But the Pepsi plunge is basically the pedigree from the top rope, and it's always fun to watch. But he doesn't do it because it's pretty dangerous, and I guess it's just not CM Punk's thing. I think he explained why he didn't do it. He doesn't really do it anymore in an interview. I can't really remember what the reason was, but obviously it's a devastating move, face plant from the top rope. You know what I mean? Pedigree from the top rope, or whatever. So we got to see that. That was awesome. He also did one of my other favorite moves, the CM Punk elbow drop, because I think he does one of the better elbow drops. You know what I mean? One of my favorite elbow drops. You know what I mean? He was selling the knee the whole time. He was like, these fucking professionals, man. Fucking professionals. I love watching professional wrestlers who make the shit look real. Like, make it look as believable as you possibly can, even though I know all of this shit is fake and nobody's getting hurt. You know what I mean? It's like, I need to feel like it's real. So that match was great. I thought all 4 of the matches on Dynamite, it was only 4 matches, and all 4 of them were fire. You know what I mean? It's like, they all got time. Like, Willer, Yuta, and Moxley got like 15 minutes at the start of the show. So these guys all got time. I thought the match was phenomenal. I was skipping I don't think I missed any matches. I'm pretty sure there was only 4 matches. Like, I watched the show directly after it goes off so I could skip through the commercials. And it cuts it down to about an hour and 20 minutes of wrestling. You know what I mean? Makes it a little bit better for the watch. So, yeah. Yes, I gave the matches a 4.5. It's a fire night of pro wrestling, man, on AEW Dynamite. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have no complaints. It's kind of dealing with some shit while watching it. You know what I mean? But it was what it was. I enjoyed the show. Now let's move on to the next category, which is storytelling. Storytelling, I thought was great on the show. I love how Daniel Bryan just swerved everybody. He's like, yo, I haven't been scouting you because I want to fight you. I've been scouting you because I want to team up with you, bro. Like we come from the same place. Daniel Bryan actually, he kind of took shots at AEW and kind of stood for WWE, which was crazy. He was kind of like, man, these dudes is clowns. We could be running this shit. You remember where we come from? Like, we supposed to be doing this. Ain't no fucking dinosaur supposed to be the tag team champion. What the fuck is that? Ain't no fucking cowboy supposed to be the AEW heavyweight. Like, he was going in. So I was like, damn, Daniel Bryan, hey man, AEW promos all feel like pipe bombs. They all, it's like everybody's shooting on everybody. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I love it. It's such good TV. It's so good. Like when they nail it, they nail it. And they have such a thick roster right now. It's hard for them not to nail it if they just let the roster that they got, just go do them. Just let those guys go do what the fuck they do. We ain't even have no fucking Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and all these, like, they're loaded. They're loaded. Rampage is loaded. That show needs to be 2 hours. I don't even need 4 hours of wrestling on Fridays. I don't. 1 hour is perfect, but damn, they could definitely do another 2-hour show and it still be as good. You know what I mean? So I love that Daniel Bryan coming out and doing that. I didn't really like the whole Pac blindfold shit. I kind of hated that thing because why is fucking blind? You spit in their eye. Was it acid? And if they're blind from, why didn't it affect you if it was in your mouth? You ain't swallow none? That didn't, like, I've just felt, that's being extra weird, but I'm just saying, like, I just didn't like him being blinded by the goo for that long. And it's like, wash your face. Like, what the fuck? But I do like that they're keeping Ruby Soho and Nyla relevant and giving the ladies a good amount of time to wrestle and blow off their feuds. Stuff like that. I'm not opposed to the Gun Club. That's another tag team that I'm not opposed to because obviously those guys come from a great pedigree. Their father's right there alongside them. He can do most of the talking for them because he's been a good promo his entire life. Probably one of the best promos, as far, back in the day, obviously, Badass Billy Gunn and Road Dogg were two of the best on the mic. Road Dogg was obviously the one who carried the team on the mic. I understand that. But, Billy Gunn was never a slouch until he had to get in the ring or go mic to mic with The Rock. That was probably the worst moment of his life. I would imagine, unless he dealt with a crazy bitch. If he dealt with a crazy fucking bitch, I would assume that would be worse. I don't know his life, but I'm pretty sure that's probably the worst thing any guy could go through is dealing with a fucking psychopathic woman. But that's neither here or there. I like the Gun Club doing their thing. I love what the tag team division is doing in AEW. Like I said before, obviously the story with MJF and Punk. I love that MJF won. Obviously, CM Punk, Stan over here. Not ashamed to say it. Have a tattoo, Space Boy, because he has a tattoo, Space Boy. I mean, I got it like 15 years ago when I was younger, much, much younger. But I mean, it's like the reason he got the tattoos because he felt like, an outcast in a lot of situations. And, I felt like I felt the same. Like if you're more so outspoken or speak your mind or don't let people take advantage of you, then, people have a certain perception of you because, you're not weak. So, I always felt like I could relate to CM Punk. I felt like that's why he was so big in the first place. He was never the biggest. He wasn't the actual best wrestler in the world at any point, I don't think. You know what I mean? It's like, pretty sure there's a bunch of guys. Anyways, but yeah, but he felt like the best in the world because a lot of people could relate to him. He's my size. I'm 6 foot. I think he's like 6'1". He weighs 180 pounds. I weigh 180 pounds. I think he weighs 180 pounds. I could be wrong about that. He could weigh a little bit more. He looks a little more. But when he's UFC, he's like 175, 180, something like that. So we're around. So I can just relate to him. Like I can relate to that dude. He's regular, mad tattoos like me. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying all that to say, I would normally root for him in these situations. MJF is on his way to be a legend. Can't stop that. MJF is well on his way to being the most talked about, one of the most talked about, if not the most talked about pro wrestler in the world. It's going to take something like a celebrity feud. Like him to feud with a celebrity who has a huge, massive name. AEW could bring somebody in. I don't fucking know. Joe Rogan, I don't fucking know who. Like anybody with a massive name, and MJF, once he gets on a massive stage and people see, I mean, you know, they're going to try to cancel him because he bullies kids and people in wheelchairs. But, you know, I always get sentimental when talking about because it's my nigga, man. I fucking love CM Punk, man. He's a douchebag sometimes. He's an asshole sometimes, but he's a good person. You know what I mean? It's like, and I can relate to that. Like, I'm very stern. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can be an asshole because I'm very matter of fact and I believe what I'm saying is right most of the time, unless you could prove me wrong with facts. I feel like CM Punk we have a similar personality. He doesn't care if you're family, friend, or foe. Wrong is wrong, right is right. You know what I mean? And you know he makes mistakes and he apologizes for them. Hey man, I can relate to the guy. That's all I'm saying, man. Hey man, I don't want to see CM Punk versus Austin. You stupid. I don't want to see it. My emotions would not be able to handle it. Who do I want to win this match? I don't know. But no, I was saying all that to say I'm usually rooting for Punk, but MJF is on his way to being a legend. Like I said, he's the best talker. He's the best talker in pro wrestling. Who's better at on the mics? Kig and Money, Gruss, please tell me, guys, who's better on the mic than MJF in the world on the microphone in pro wrestling? Anybody? Name them. Can you? I can't. It's really hard. I'm trying to think. Give me a second. Not Paul Heyman. Not MVP. John Cena's retired. Not Roman Reigns, not Seth Rollins, not Daniel Bryan, not Charlotte Flair, not Becky Lynch. Who? I can't think. I'm genuinely stuck. I'm trying to think of anybody. The first name I would go to is Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the best promo in pro wrestling. He has been the entire time he's been in pro wrestling. So it's like MJF is better than him. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, because he'll say anything, and it feels like he means it. He's so mean. He's so mean. I can't relate to him. Like, he's just a dickhead, like, for no reason. Like, he's just a fucking bully. That shit is crazy. So, Ricky Starks is up next. I could see Ricky Starks doing something. I could see Ricky Starks doing something, Kid Get Money. That's a good shout. He's not close to MJF yet. But it's the material. His material is not as spicy as MJF's. But as far as the mic skills, I think that he definitely has it. His charisma and his mic work and his how he delivers his promos, 1,000%. I could definitely agree with that. But I thought, like, you know, before we get off to a tangent, I thought the storytelling on AEW Dynamite was excellent. And I gave it a 4. I thought the storytelling deserved a 4. I enjoyed the development of the stories. I really love the fact that Daniel Bryan swerved us like that at the beginning of the show. I thought that was fire. But yeah, I'm really gonna rack my brain trying to think of anybody that could possibly be a better promo than MJF, because I honestly don't think there is. That's why he should have won that match. Punk beat everybody in his crew. Punk is Punk. He's taking, you know what I mean? He's no L's, honestly. He's still CM Punk next week. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. Fans still love him. Chicago still love him. He beat Punk in his hometown. This was perfect. This was done perfect. This was executed perfect. MJF won the match with a fucking by cheating, hitting him with the diamond ring. I don't even think I mentioned that. Wardlow came out and just was out there like he didn't really want to cause a distraction, which is another aspect of the storytelling I love, because Wardlow just looks so fucking conflicted. He's like, fuck, man, I got to do this shit because he fucking pays my bills. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of Americans going to jobs they hate because they got to pay the bills. You got to respect it. I can't be mad at the dude. And he didn't even do anything to Punk. Like, he actually faced off with Punk outside the ring, and they just stared at each other. He was like, and he just backed up like, I ain't gonna touch you, dog. You got it. But then when they both got back in the ring, he climbed up on the ring apron like he was gonna and distracted the ref. And he passed. He actually slickly, because they only caught it on the replay, he passed MJF the diamond ring. MJF used that to knock out CM Punk. So the storytelling in that match was fire. It was, MJF won twice. Think about that. You know what I mean? He beat CM Punk twice in 30 minutes. Think about that. Like, you're trying to get the dude over, this is how you do it. WWE, pay attention. Don't fuck over Austin Theory. Austin Theory should fucking win the Elimination Chamber. Might be a little too far. I don't know. But I'm saying he should be in the final 2. I know y'all probably going to do Brock and Bobby in the final 2. But Austin Theory should be in the final 3. I know it's only 6, but still, he should win. I'm back to that. I don't know. He's a future star is what I'm saying. Like, it's obvious Austin Theory is a future fucking star. He's funny, and he's extremely talented. Reminds me of young Randy Orton. Randy Orton's always been one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So, and Austin Theory, where's Austin Theory from? Does anybody know where he's from? I think he's from somewhere hold on. I gotta find this out real quick. Anybody know where Austin Theory? This is so random. Oh, he's from Georgia. Okay. Why did I need to look that up? His move is called the ATL. I don't even. And he does the all day. Why did I need to look? I didn't need to look that up. I'm high. Yeah, man. I fuck with the kid, man. But back to AEW. Storytelling got 4 blunts. Yeah. I was happy with it. Commentary, standard night for commentary. There wasn't nothing. Nobody said anything extremely funny. Tony Schiavone there wasn't like a moment where I was like belly laughing because of something Tony said. I gave the guys 3.5 standard night for for commentary or whatever. Still good night. There was a couple times JR said some funny things. That's why it's not a higher score, but whatever. And the crowd, Chicago. I mean, what do you want me to give Chicago? Has Chicago ever been anything but lit for pro wrestling? CM Punk is in the building. And what are you going to, they got a 5 in the second segment, I think it was, the Brandy Road shit. They got a 5. It was a 5. At that moment on, I was like, Chicago, y'all are fucking amazing. They chanted, shut the fuck up so loud. And unlike WWE, who blanks out Brock Lesnar saying chicken shit, when I'm pretty sure they already let MVP say, this is bullshit, man, because I have the drop on my board. You know what I mean? I'm confused why they had to block Brock Lesnar from saying chicken shit. Chicken shit in AEW is basically like saying damn. You know what I mean? That's basically like saying Ron Simmons saying damn. The word shit, they basically about to start saying, I'm pretty sure fuck is about to start, popping out of some people's mouths, even though I'm sure it already has at some point. But I'm pretty sure they just about to be like, whatever. Say what you want to say. Just don't be offensive. You know what I mean? Curse, people curse, whatever. Nobody cares. Just words. And curse words have impact. That's why, they're the words that they are. I thought that the crowd was fire. Shut the fuck up. And then Brandy did good as far as her interaction with the crowd. She's like, are y'all done? which is what you're supposed to be. Y'all done? Y'all got it all out? And then they were like, boo. And then she started talking again. They were, shut the fuck up. It's like, yes, Chicago. Yes. Only do this when it's pertinent. Even Dan Lambert was like, yeah, your whole family should turn heel at this point. Like, nobody likes y'all. He's so right. Brandy is so unlikable. She is the typical fucking smart-ass, attitude-having-ass girl that you don't want to be around because she thinks she's too fucking pretty for her own good. She got a bunch of simps in her DMs telling her how fucking pretty she is, and it gave her this blown up complex and blown up ego and, inflated ego of herself, and she thinks she's God's gift to the fucking world. You just a pretty girl. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? Nobody cares at all. If you're a shithead piece of shit person, you're a shithead piece of shit person at the end of the day. So, yeah, she's not very likable. You know what I mean? With her attitude. I mean, in real life, the things she says on Twitter and Instagram, social media, she's just not very likable of a person. But if you guys added up the score, you can see that it is a 4.1, and a 4.1 is the threshold for a gold blunt. So give AEW Dynamite a hand. We got a gold show, obviously. AEW Dynamite, the first year or so, it felt like it was only gold shows. It was just banger after banger after banger. But now, we've had some silver and a couple bronzes mixed in there every now and then, but usually it's silver and up for AEW, especially Dynamite. The shows are so stacked and so good. The roster, is so stacked and so good. It's hard for them to put on a bad show. It just is. As long as they don't try to force people on that honestly just aren't as talented. You know what I mean? Like, keep those people on the YouTube shows or whatever and keep the roster as the best possible people. Even if you're bringing in whoever the best possible people are, you give that product, you put that product out there, and you'll just continue to win. You know what I mean? You'll continue to win. WWE has a completely different mindset. They're going to force down our throats, whoever they want to force down our throats. They're going to give us a 15-minute Miz match every week, and they're going to give us fucking 24/7 titles, and they're going to give us, so much fluff that we don't need, that nobody cares about, not even the kids, I don't think. And it's just like, whatever, you know what I mean? But WWE going WWE, it's just beautiful to have other options when it comes to watching pro wrestling, man. But that's it for the show, man. I wasn't even expecting to be here this long. I was going to try to rush through this shit, but honestly, this show was really good, so I wasn't able to. I wanted to talk about it. So, Kid Get Money, Gruss. Honestly, fellas, like, I'm dealing with a lot of shit in real life, man. So doing these shows and having you guys come through and chat with your boy makes a huge difference. I appreciate you guys more than you could ever fucking know right now. That is the show for today. Today is Thursday, so Physics will be back tomorrow with the Wild News joint. He didn't, I don't think he got to cover the Brian Kendrick thing, so I'll let him talk about that. I'm going to go check out and find out what happened myself. So, yeah, I'll see you guys on Saturday for the SmackDown and Rampage blunt ratings. It should be fun. See you guys this weekend. Peace.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to know when we go live next. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram @WrestlingOnWe, and thanks for watching.